Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little stream for you guys. This isn't a transfer update, rundown, little bit of a just sort of a conclusion of the transfer window, which is obviously closing in a couple of hours' time, my friends. But we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, what's been going on over the last few hours, and of course, the latest transfer deals with Manchester United. Come on, United! How are you all doing, guys? Thank you for getting in here. Let's see who we've got in here live. Thank you for joining us for the live stream. Matty Pickett, Sonic Asylum, Kingslayer, Naz786, Reaper King, Josh Lee. How you getting on, guys? Must Play, Alec Brandon, Mikhail Kramer, Let's Go You Legend, Connor, Kingslayer, Palmarius, Susan, Sam, Aaron, Luke. Everyone, thanks for getting in here. Do us a favour at the start of this stream and smash that like button. Give it a massive thumbs up. Drop a thumbs up, and also share it around on social media if you're that way inclined. That helps us out. Every little helps. So give us a share, everyone, and get yourself involved in the chat, of course. We do interact fully with the live chat throughout the show. We will have a Q&A at the end of the show as well, but make sure you get yourself in there, say hello as well. Yasser Wahid, what's going on, mate? Luke, Heath, and everybody. So big news then. Let's get stuck into it, guys. Let's get stuck into it. Manchester United are about to sign officially Marcel Sabitzer from Bayern Munich on loan, it seems. We're waiting for further details of the actual deal to see prices, fees, this sort of thing that's involved, which I'm sure will come out over the course of the next few hours or days. But at the moment, it looks like it's imminently going to happen. In fact, it's basically done. So as we have reports that have come through, this one's from Fab a little while ago. Marcel Sabitzer arrives at Carrington to complete Manchester United move, as Bayern and Manchester United have full agreement on a loan deal. Documents are being prepared right now. We're basically just waiting an imminent announcement from Manchester United, essentially. Fabrizio's just tweeted again, actually now, saying Manchester United and Bayern are now signing contracts for the Marcel Sabitzer deal, official soon. So that's what's just come out in regards to Fabrizio Romano's latest update. We've also got an update from David Ornstein a short while ago that says that United are in process of sorting the Marcel Sabitzer work permit and finalising paperwork as they attempt to complete the transfer of the 28-year-old Austrian midfielders before the deadline. Deal expected to be straight loan without an option to buy. So Man United doing another loan deal here. We did hear that at the start of the window, perhaps they would not be looking to invest any real money in this January window because they did spend in excess of 200 million in the summer. But what's happened in this window is, at the start, we found out that we definitely needed number 9. Tony Marcel, not enough, absolute guff stuff. We've ended up getting Veggie Veghorst in, who's an okay option, isn't he, short term as well. And then this deal really is kind of out of necessity on the last day of the window. Maybe they've been working on this for a little while. Would have made sense to add a player like this to our midfield, even with Eriksen fit. But with Christian Eriksen now sadly injured for a few months, we needed to get somebody in, didn't we? Can't be relying on McTominay and Fred. So we've done the right thing by going out there and getting somebody else to sort of cover that position. I think it's a good signing, actually, as far as options go and players that we could have gone and got. And as far as a loan signing goes, where we're not spending any real money, I think this is a bit of a decent signing from Manchester United, to be fair. It's just a shame that Eriksen's not fit, and we should have got this guy as well. That's where I'm at. But let's ask the live chat, guys. Let's rate this signing, loan deal, just a loan deal, straight loan, no option to buy, what it seems like at the moment. Rate this loan signing out of 10, everybody. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. I mean, you know, it's like I say, I think it is a good signing. I think of who we could have gone and got. This is a player who's in his prime, who's been capped like 68 times for Austria, 12 goals. It's, you know, for a loan short-term side, this is an 8 or a 9 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned. It is a good addition to the squad. 9 says Skate, 7 says Reaper and Madhouse and Sonic Asylum, 6.5 says Pete, 7 says Susan, Eddie's Football Waffle agrees with me. City 10, what's going on, you absolute legendess? Good to see you in here. I hope you're doing well, City 10. Thanks for joining us. You, though, not the club. How you doing, City 10? Charlie Anthony says we got bufferation issues. Smash a 1 if we're coming through loud and clear, guys. Just let us know. Smash a 2 if there are some issues. I haven't seen any issues with the stream. I think it's your Gash Poundland internet, mate. Sort yourself out, bro. Yes, lots of 1s coming in live chat. Thank you, guys. Solskjaer99, thank you, guys. So Marcel Sabitzer to Manchester United in a short-term loan move makes all the sense in the world. It made sense even before Christian Eriksen's been injured, to be fair, just to give us more options in the midfield and bolster what we've got and the capability we've got in that midfield. Because as soon as Casemiro and Eriksen have any issues, we are left with a couple of shitters in the central of the midfield. So let's give you the rest of the updates. So, yes, this is from Fabrizio earlier. Marcel Sabitzer to Manchester United. Here we go. Full agreement reached on the loan deal. No buy option confirmed. Deal is set to be signed with Bayern in the final hours as personal terms agreed. And then obviously he's flown over. So here's the latest pictures of him arriving at Carrington just a short while ago. So this is at 8:41, so 20 minutes, half an hour ago. He's arrived at Carrington. They're going to be signing paperwork right now and concluding the sort of final aspects of the deal. And then it will be announced by Manchester United and Bayern that they've reached an agreement and that the deal is done for him to be a United player for the rest of the season. So I think this is a good deal. I think it's a good option for Manchester United, just somebody else to come in there to replace, hopefully help us out after the Eriksen loss due to injury. That's a big loss, guys. Can we just get some love hearts in there for Christian Eriksen and a hashtag get well soon? What a player he's been for us this season. We got this guy on a free, and him and Casemiro together have sort of combined brilliantly. They've actually given us the most solid technical midfield we have seen for absolute years, in fact. Probably you have to go back to when Michael Carrick was here before we actually, since we last had as stable a midfield as those two. When those two are fit, they play very well together. They give us that technical ability in the centre of the park, i.e. keeping on the ball well. They're both great passers. And they both distribute it very well for us to get us going forward. So Eriksen is a big loss, but now we've gone and got somebody else in there. It does actually make a bit of sense. And like Rushmano says there, how you doing, Rushmano? You legend. He says, Mook Average has an injury too. There you go. He's dented his can of Iron Brew, Rushmano. Even if he wasn't injured or if he was fit, he's still not good enough for us to really mount a serious challenge for anything between now and the end of the season. Remember, United are doing well right now under Ten Hag. We're in all competitions. In fact, we're the only team, I think, across all the major leagues in Europe who are still in all their domestic competitions, technically. So we're doing well. But if we're going to do even better in those competitions and progress further and maybe win a League Cup, safely secure Champions League football, etc. next season, we're going to need more than Shotty McShotbag in the centre of the park. So definitely a good addition, this one. Adam Butler, thanks for your comment. He says, if he brings us his Leipzig days, then he's a brilliant player, but sometimes players does it just for the paper. Well, that's fair enough. One thing I'd say is, okay, just for the paper, maybe so, but we don't know the terms of the deal as of right now, but usually with loan deals, what the situation is Manchester United will be covering his wages, I'm sure, probably 100% of the wages. Maybe slightly less, but probably 100%. But one thing's for sure is we're not going to be giving him more money than his contract over at Bayern, which basically means that, in my opinion, this guy's coming to play football. He's coming to try and help Manchester United between now and the end of the season. Yeah, he's coming to play. He could collect his paycheck just sitting back over there in Munich. So that's what I like about this deal. It's just a loan deal. It's just, he's probably hungry to play some football, probably wants to come and help out in the Premier League. It's a good opportunity for him just for 6 months. It's actually a good fit all round. That's what I like about this deal is there's, in my opinion, zero risk in terms of getting some prima donna melt who's here for the wrong reasons, because it's just a 6 month loan where he can come in and play football. He knows he's going to get game time at United now with what's happened to Eriksen. Manchester United have had to go and put a bit of an SOS out there. Ten Hag's had the conversations, I'm sure, and Sabitzer's been told he's going to get game time. He's going to get a significant amount of opportunities between now and the end of the season, and he's all in on the project. That's how it seems from the face of it. Hey, we got a highlighted member comment in there. Let's get a 12 in the live chat. Footy King, daily FIFA 23 content. Thank you so much, bud, for getting your comment in here. Being a member for 1 year. Happy anniversary, bro. Let's get some anniversary emojis in there. Thank you, buddy. Says Sabitzer. Thoughts on the new signing, Piggy? Okay, well, thank you very much, Footy King, first of all. Thoughts on the new signing? Like I said, I think he's coming in for the right reasons, to play football, to help us out, to replace Eriksen essentially between now and the end of the season. And he's not getting any more money or anything like that. So I think he's coming for all the right reasons. And in terms of what he provides us, he's actually quite a versatile midfielder if you're talking about places he can play. In fact, I was very surprised looking throughout his career, just all the different positions he's played in throughout his entire career. Okay, lately he may have been, more of a central midfielder, playing the attacking mid role sometimes, mostly played as a central mid, but he's played 135 times out on the right wing, 57 on the left wing, 34 as centre forward, and he's all over the gaff basically. This is throughout his entire career though. But essentially, yes, he's a central midfielder. It's somebody that's going to, give us technicalities in the midfield. He is a technical player. He's been one of Austria's main men for a long time now. He's had 68 caps for them, 12 goals. He's been one of Austria's main men. He plays a lot on the right wing. He plays a lot in the centre. He plays a lot central attacking midfield. He's actually very versatile. And for somebody to just replace Christian Eriksen right now, who's injured, it does make sense just to pick him up on a short-term deal. So I'm happy about it, to be honest with you, Footy King. I think it's a good deal. Yes, I would have loved us to go out there in this window and have proper ambition and sign Victor Osimhen and, go and get De Jong and all these sorts of players for big money. But the Glazers shithouses are Glazers shithouses, and they're looking to sell the club anyway, and they don't really want to invest any big money. So this is about as good as we could have hoped for. At least we have gone and got a couple of players who, although, they're not world beaters, they're good players that will help us out and bolster options. And I think, therefore, good signing. Hey, what's going on, by the way? It's Reaper King. He's been a member for 6 months. Get a 6 in the chat for him. He says, smash a like for the Don. Thank you, Reaper. Thank you, Reaper. Yes, guys, if you're just getting in here, let's get 100 likes on this stream. Twat the likes. It's free to do so. Give us a share around as well. That helps us out. Give us a retweet. We're pinned at the top of the chat. We'll give you all a shout out, whoever retweets the show. But yes, drop a like on it, guys. That's free. It helps us out, and you might as well headbutt it. Thank you, Reaper King, you legend. I appreciate that, sir. And the Gaming Jew getting in here raw with a hashtag 2 months member comment. Thank you, Gaming Jew. He says, Don Piglioni, the legend. Great to see you, mate. What is going on? What is going on? I hope you're doing well. Sadly, it doesn't look like I'm going to be back by the 3rd, mate. But, I hope you guys have a great time down in sunny Bournemouth, lad. Gaming Jew, thank you for being a member 2 months, lad. Super chat from Matt Gwynner. Thank you, Matt Gwynner. He comments and he says, evening, Pig. Some people are saying he's as good as or better than Eriksen in the number 8. Superb at set pieces, better defence and strong against the press. Definitely all good things. I mean, I don't think he's better than Eriksen. I've just got to be totally honest. I do think Christian Eriksen's better. But then again, it's not like I've watched Sabitzer play regularly for a decade, whereas Christian Eriksen we have, obviously. Like, back as soon as he signed for Spurs, he's tearing it up. He's doing really well. I've been aware of, you've been aware of, in the Premier League, Christian Eriksen for a decade. So that's why maybe I've got that opinion. Christian Eriksen is an absolute baller. Sabitzer, Leipzig days, fantastic. Austria, a big talisman for them, a big player for them. Yes, I mean, look, there's no negatives here with this signing. This is a good quality signing. Whether or not he's better than Eriksen, though, I personally disagree. But he doesn't have to be. He just has to be good, a good option. When Eriksen comes back in, April time, it's gonna suddenly give us a pretty strong midfield. All the options we'll have much better than, what we had before. So we have Eriksen to choose from, Sabitzer, Casemiro, and still have the likes of Fred and McTominay. Yes, Stoic Savage says, Pigo, this lad is a baller. Watch. No, I know all about this guy. Like we said, just playing for Austria, watching him in major international tournaments, or, like we said previously, I mean, not so much at Bayern, but for Leipzig, he's definitely a good player. Like, I'm happy to have him in the side. He adds something to us. He's a good replacement, a good alternate for Christian Eriksen while he's injured. I agree, Hiroli. He says, this is a great signing. Thank you. I agree with you, Hiroli. I mean, for the fact he's a loan deal. Let's see what McKay says he has held the armband for previous clubs, so has a strong mentality, which Ten Hag prioritises. Spot on, mate. And that, I think, is evident to the fact that he's actually coming to Manchester United right now. This is a bit of a project. It is, there's a bit of turmoil around the club with the owners and that kind of thing, but he's not getting the opportunities that he would want, and he's coming here to play, which is a dangerous combination when you've got a player who's literally solely, or maybe not solely, but largely moving because they want to play for you and they want to get opportunities. Then you're probably going to get the best sort of mentality player you could possibly do, because they're actually wanting, they're not just coming for the money. I mean, they're not coming because it's like, oh, just a backup option and it's failed. I mean, he's coming because he wants to play between now and the end of the season. The Gaming Jew wouldn't mind stealing Matoma from Brighton. Fucking ripped Liverpool apart the other day. Come on. Let's get some love hearts in the live chat, please, guys. For Jurgen Floppy Cloppy Jalopy, who's having an absolute shithouse double day man right now. But anyway, it's fucking awesome. Thank you. Yeah, good shout. Okay, right. So let's cover the rest of what we've got here then. So, Sabitzer is now being signed, guys, the contract as we speak right now. There's the pictures of him arriving at Carrington from half an hour ago. So just literally waiting on signatures and an official announcement from Manchester United. There's still some reports as well that Man United are working on another deal, another secret deal that may drop before 11 p.m. We'll see about that one. Probably not. But even so, this Sabitzer deal is a good addition. It gives us more options. Just a shame that we didn't get him earlier on in the window to give us more, give us a bit more squad depth, because there's an argument to say that Christian Eriksen wouldn't have had to have played all those games and wouldn't have likely got injured if somebody else was able to come in there and rotate and give us still quality on the pitch. You don't want to weaken yourself by putting a melt like McTominay in there for no reason. But it's got to be said that if we had a bit more squad depth, the rotation in that midfield would have been much more likely to happen. And Eriksen's injury would have probably been a lot less likely to happen, just simply because we'd have more options, everybody's fresher. Think about the job Eriksen has done for us over the last month or so. Crikey, if I just picture him in my head, he's red and he's breathing heavy. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about any chest issues. I mean, he has put in a shift for a long time now and been given lots of games consecutively in a row where he has to go out there and play and run around and he has been overworked, if anything. So I think, yes, it's a shame that we didn't have the depth to begin with to be able to, decrease the likeliness of that happening. Sabitzer? Oh, no, not Sabitzer. Yeah, Jarvis Cock, how you doing? He says Sabitzer, Butland, Dubravka, and Weghorst. What about Dubravka? He's pissed off, hasn't he? He pissed off back to Newcastle. But we got Butland in, so that's going to be the transfer window essentially, I think, as well. Probably be it. So Butland coming in, Sabitzer coming in, and Weghorst coming in. Rate that transfer window out of 10, everybody. Let's see what you guys... All loans, might add, but rate the transfer window out of 10 if we were just to get Weghorst, Sabitzer, and Butland in. It's a 5 or a 6 in my opinion. It's about satisfactory. It's bang average. They've gone and done something. They have signed some players. We've got more options. But it's not like a 10 out of 10 where they've had proper ambition and we've gone and signed Victor Osimhen and De Jong in January. If you look at some of the other teams, Arsenal, Chelsea, etc., they spent a lot in the summer, but they're also continuing to spend throughout the January transfer window in order to bolster their options and give them a proper good chance between now and the end of the season to challenge or to get better at least. So that is not something we've not done. We've not fully invested in this window, mostly due to the Glazer shithouses. Hashtag Glazers out, mostly due to them. But it's not bad, is it? We have done okay. 3 or 4 out of 10 says Makeu. He doesn't think it's that great. Shit window says Kate Cadet. 10 says the Gaming Sim. How you doing, you legend? If it means the Glazers are off. Well, that's another good indicator, isn't it? So maybe they would have spent if they're staying long term. But as we know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and maybe other interested parties are currently thinking about or trying to purchase Manchester United, which if you're the Glazers, are you prepared to go and spend 100 million in January when you're on the verge of selling? Well, probably not. Maybe they could get more money in the summer if they've got Champions League football. But the type of tosspots they are, they probably just want to just cut and run, basically. It wouldn't surprise me. Get out of our club, says Marky Wallace. Yeah, that's exactly true. I completely agree with what Rush Marno's just said in the chat. He says, without Eriksen being injured, this signing doesn't happen. Spot on. And without Cristiano Ronaldo going to Al Nassr and leaving us in that controversial way, we probably wouldn't have got Weghorst either. Like, these are a couple of signings that have happened because of other things at the club, i.e. Ronaldo left, so we were forced to go and sign our forward player. We were being only left with Tony Marcel as a proper number 9. He's not even a proper number 9. And then this situation, Eriksen has been injured, so we've gone and got Sabitzer. If we were really interested in bolstering those midfield options and making us stronger, we would have got this done a few weeks ago at the start of the January transfer window. So I couldn't agree more. This is down to the fact that Eriksen's been injured and Ten Hag knows that what he's got in other midfield options is not strong enough to give us what we've got. Rush Mano, that's brilliant. Let's have a look at this. So, yes, just waiting on an official announcement. Fabrizio Romano said we're just waiting on an official announcement from Manchester United, everyone, in regards to the signing of Sabitzer on a season-long loan. Pretty awesome. Gaming Sim says, as long as we get top 4, I couldn't care less. Fair point, yeah, fair point. And it looks like we're going to be doing pretty well in the League Cup, at least. We're in the final of that basically already. Then, of course, Europa League we can still hope for. But yes, top 4, that's the most important thing this season. Ten Hag's first season. This guy coming in helps us achieve that because he is a quality player in his prime. He's 28, this guy. So you're not going to get somebody who's over the hill, somebody who's a proper journeyman. This guy's actually in his prime and is a top player. If you look at his CV, played for top clubs, had a big role in the Austria international setup for a decade. You know, this guy is a quality player. It's actually a quality signing. Don't think there's any option to buy. Maybe we could have a look at that in the summer if Marcel Sabitzer comes in at United and just absolutely bosses it and tears up the Premier League for us between now and the end of the season. I'm sure we'd probably look at having that conversation with Bayern. You think Newcastle are going to win the first trophy? Oh, hell no. I can't see it. He was a tank at Leipzig, says Gautam Katali. Yeah, precisely. That's it. Given the opportunities of running the side, and it will be evident how good he is. We'll see in the Prem if he can do it, but I think he definitely can. K Cadet says the fixture pile-up is a bigger topic to talk about than this guff signing. Okay, but it's kind of impacting that, isn't it? That's why we've gone and got this player, because we've got a lot of games coming up and we don't have the squad for it. And as soon as you've gone from having Casemiro and Eriksen to having Fred and McTominay, you've gone from a top-tier team to a fucking gash lower championship standard side. That's the difference having that sort of quality in midfield can do. If you've gone from having the best CDM in Casemiro to somebody else like Shotty McShotbag, that's the difference. We don't have the depth. So this was an important sign-in. Susan Lively, so I hope you're doing great. Matty Pickett says, can't believe Liverpool haven't done any business with how shit their team is. Well, their owner's trying to sell the football club as well, aren't they? Don't know if they're having much joy, but they are trying to sell the football club. Hey, Ralph Phoenix, thank you very much for getting in here and subscribing to the channel. Raf Phoenix, I should say. If you guys are new like Raf, hit the subscribe button. We're on here basically every day, giving you all the latest important updates in regards to Manchester United, all the latest goings on. We do FIFA streams, transfer news, all the watch-alongs for the games, previews, all that kind of stuff. So if you're new to the channel, guys, smash that subscribe button. You know it makes sense. We're on here daily. Also, hit the like on the video and get yourself in the chat. Big Bear, what's going on? Says, players like Andy Carroll injuring actual ballers like Eriksen makes me sick. Well, that's what you get from that Pirates of the Caribbean melt. Yeah, Bones Brigade says, great signing. Would you rather Scott McTominay? Precisely. It's not even close, is it? It's like, who would you like to go on a date with? Would you like to go on a date with Margot Robbie, or would you like to go on a date with Piers Morgan in a dress? Like, probably at least 99% of the live chat choose Margot Robbie there. Probably one or two of you peeps out there choose that Piers Morgan fucking weirdo, i.e. Cristiano Ronaldo. I know you're watching, Cristiano. You can't fool anyone, mate. So, yes, but I do think... yes, you're... you're right there. Okay, Matty Pickett. So you need to employ someone to clip your videos, mate. You do it, Matty Pickett. Please send them to me on Telegram. Message me on Twitter, mate. You clip it. Send them to me. I'll put them online. I'll give you all the credit in the world, my son. Please do. Not a fan of Margot Robbie, to be honest. This Gaming Simp. No, he's a Piers Morgan sort of a man. This guy, Gaming Simp. Anyway, but the point is, it's an easy choice. Sabitzer or McTominay. Let's just ask the live chat. You've never seen Sabitzer in a Manchester United shirt in the Premier League. You don't necessarily know how he's going to do. But I'll tell you something. The unknown, and he's not the unknown because he's well known elsewhere, but the unknown in the Premier League, I'll take the unknown over the proven Scotty McShotbag. Who would you rather, guys? McTominay or Sabitzer in the centre of the park? It's almost a rhetorical question. But let's just ask the chat. See what you say. Oh, shit. Anything but McTominay, says Jack. Big up, says RJ. How you doing? Ed says we should have signed Gordon from Everton. Hasn't he just signed a latest deal, new deal? Piers looks like the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2. He actually does as well, doesn't he? He actually does. Good shout. Sabitzer says Pete Morris. Nice one. That's a good one. What else we got on the go here then? Right, hang on a sec, guys. Just trying to update the chat. It's frozen for a second. We got 120 likes on the show and 200 legends watching. Good to have you all aboard the Bacon Express. Kate Cadet says, this is like asking, would you rather drink this water or battery acid, says the Kate Cadet. Well, interesting one. Yeah, I guess it's pretty easy choice. My analogy was fine. No need to elaborate on that. But yeah, exactly. This is good option. Different players to come in there. Somebody who's going to replace Christian Eriksen now, who's injured, and somebody that's going to give us more options instead of having to go down and select somebody like Scott McTominay or Fred in the centre of the park. Now it's going to be largely Casemiro and Sabitzer, who will be playing the majority of the games in midfield when they're both fully fit. And when we've got big games, important games, those guys will be the starters, I'd imagine. We still will play Scott McTominay and Fred and rotate the team a little bit in different competitions. There's a lot of games coming thick and fast. But for those big games, you need those technical players. Casemiro most certainly is one. Eriksen was, but he's out injured. So we needed to get somebody else who's as good. And Sabitzer is, whereas Fred and McTominay, they're both absolute pretenders. That's awesome, Aaron. We'll have a look at the retweets in a bit. Yes, do give us a retweet on Twitter if you haven't done. Bored of you being an arsehole, George. Last chance. Oh, get in there, Burber. Good shout. Yeah, sack that mount off if he does it again. West Brom Don, thank you for the £2 super chat. He says, Sabitzer, jack of all positions and master of none. Sabitzer. Oh, check out this West Brom melt getting in here, my son. No, fair enough, West Brom Don. How are you getting on, West Brom Don? I hope you're doing well, dude. Absolute long time, Don. Sabitzer. Why are we calling him Sabitzer already? That's just harsh. He's not a slab. He's not Slabby Maguire-esque. I mean, maybe, you know, he kind of looks a little bit like Slabby Maguire, actually. Now you mention it. If you look at, just, now you mention it, he kind of does look a bit like Slab. I never really thought about it. But if you take the hair away, if you just cut the side pieces dangling down like that behind him, he's a bit Slabbo-esque, actually, now you mention it. So the last thing we need is a Slabby Maguire lookalike. But anyway, no, Slabby, so that's harsh, but I think he's going to be good for us. We'll wait and see. Only time will tell, but I'm not too worried about it. I do think it's a good signing. It's a good addition. Hey, it's my brother in the live chat. He says, all right, soft lad. How you getting on there, Tom? What's going on, mate? Welcome aboard. A mini Zlatan, says Mark Wallace. His stats are impressive, Andrew Cole. So let's get into his statistics a little bit here. So if we look at his career, he's 28 years of age. 68 caps for Austria, 12 goals internationally, pretty damn good. If you look at who he's played for, some top teams in there, you know, some good teams in there, most definitely. So the likes of Leipzig for a number of seasons, long time, previously coming from Salzburg and Austria. Then, of course, they have the Red Bull brand in Germany as well with Leipzig. So he's gone over, like a lot of players do, kind of, of course, Salzburg's a feeder club for Leipzig. So he's progressed from Salzburg to Leipzig. And then the natural progression from that point on, which a lot of players do seem to do when they are in Germany and they impressing and standing out in some of the other teams, they will end up at Bayern Munich. And that's what he's done. But he's not played as many games this season for them. He's had 15 appearances. Not played a whole lot of minutes at all, only 600 in the Bundesliga all season. So that tells you where he's at. Of course, he's got a lot of competition for starting options over there at Bayern Munich in the midfield. They've got a horrendously strong midfield. He's not going to have anywhere near the level of competition at United, so he should be playing a lot more than that. But statistically speaking, yes, very decent. I mean, if we're going back previously the season he signed, before he signed from Leipzig, 8 goals, 4 assists in 27. The season before that, 8 assists, 9 goals in 32 in the Bundes. Pretty decent stuff. Yes, he's not really hit those levels while he's been at Bayern, but still a very good player. And also he's won some stuff, which cannot be discredited. Man United need more winners, more people who know how to win some things, who've been a part of winning sides. That's important for us. We've got too many melters. Now we're starting to get players, you know, like if you think about the addition of people like Casemiro, Varane, these sorts of guys over the last couple of years, they're seasoned winners. They know how to win. So when you're in the trenches in those cup finals, when it really matters, it's nice to have people there who've been there and done that, bought the T-shirt, won the cup, gone out on a bender, and all the rest of it. It is very important to have that experience. So he's won a few things, you know, nothing obscene, but German champion with Bayern last season, Super Cup winner with Bayern this season, Austrian Cup winner. You know, basically, you can't call him Sabitzer because Slabby Maguire's never won jack shit. This guy's actually won a couple of things. So, yeah, there you go. Also, we've got a tweet here from Florian Plettenberg, who gives us an update that says that, so there's an update now in regards to Sabitzer. Medical is now. Agent Whitman at Sky, the most unpleasant person to be around when he's not playing. He hates it when he loses. That's the bottom line. Character-wise, the kid is a killer. That's what players who always want to win look like. So apparently this guy is ice cold, just wants to play, just wants to try and compete and be a proper competitor. And probably that's why Ten Hag's gone and got him. If you actually do look at Ten Hag's stance on his signings that he's made since he's been at Manchester United, they kind of have to tick off the character box first before anything else. I think United have maybe looked at other options first previously, years gone by, for who we should sign. Maybe commercially it needs to be a good signing, etc., reputation wise, whatever. Now it's like, no, the most important thing Ten Hag is looking for is competitors, characters, winners. So that's it. The mentality is probably the most important thing that was missing from this side, and probably the biggest change that Ten Hag's actually managed to pull off since he's been here is changing the mentality from being a bunch of lazy melters to being some hard-working individuals. He's weeded out some of the melts, and he's only really signed players so far, if you look at all of the signings that he signed, that have that sort of hard-working mentality, which is a big thing. So hopefully Sabitzer fits in that mould. It seems like he does. I agree, Berber. He says Erik ten Hag is the best thing to happen to United since Sir Alex Ferguson. That is a bold claim, but I like your style. I mean, he's the nicest. This is the nicest sort of progression that we've been on since Sir Alex, definitely. Yeah, okay, Mourinho won us a couple of trophies that season. It looked like we were doing okay, looked like we could maybe progress, but he just wasn't the right fit for this football club in general, even stylistically. Ollie did well for a period of time, got us to second and did well for a period of time. It's looking likely that maybe he could progress us. But other than those couple of moments where we've had some success, yeah, I've never really felt as good as I do right now since when Sir Alex Ferguson was here, because Ten Hag's got the mentality. Ten Hag seems to have instilled a new type of mentality into the players, where now they are all super professional, and he will not tolerate anybody being late or taking the piss or doing anything. Whereas previously, there was certainly when Ollie was here, there was a bit of a mates, let's put the arm around the shoulder, even though Luke Shaw's just noshed down his 14th fucking Frey Bentos pie. We're still going to put the arm around his shoulder and mollycoddle him. Ten Hag's not about that. Whether your name is Garnacho and you're a 17-year-old kid taking the mick a little bit in the summer, he's like, nah, you got to be more professional, mate. You're late. Do one, little kid. Or you're Cristiano Ronaldo and you're the most famous human being on the planet. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Ten Hag expects a certain level of commitment, dedication, professionalism from you. If you're not going to give him that, he's going to lay you down with a stone cold stunner straight from Amsterdam. And, because he is the Dutch stone cold. He doesn't mess about. Give me a hell yeah. He has laid the smack down, or he's stomped a mud hole in the team. That's what I'd like to see since he's been here. Professional, disciplinarian. Charlie Anthony, thank you for the £5 super chat there. He says, Don Piglioni news, the horses' heads are on their way to Liverpool, and the Arsenal melts, and Slabby on his final chance, or he will be sleeping with the fishes. Dude, it already seems like a horse's head has been placed well and truly in Jurgen Klopp's bed, mate, based on his propagandistic managerial performance lately. And in general, do you know what's funny? It's like his team has gone from being so good to being so bang average overnight. What's the reason? It's not just one player leaving, is it? Obviously, Mane left. It seems like the moment that happened, they've gone to shit. Broken up the band. Don't know, it's like Guns N' Roses when Axl Rose got rid of Slash and everyone. It's just shit. You need Slash. And they haven't got Slash anymore, have they? So I don't know what's happened really there. But it seems like one player's gone. They signed a couple of good players, really good players, to replace him, but they just can't do it anymore. Klopp's flopping. It's a pleasure to see, I must admit. It's an absolute pleasure to see. I did not really see it coming either. Did not really see it coming. I thought they would just be the same sort of team that they were last year. They would keep winning, they'll keep dominating teams, they'll keep attacking teams, winning games 5-1 and all this sort of stuff. But no, they're actually awful now. It's good to see. Jonathan Gallagher says Ten Hag is the reason Eriksen is injured. Don't really agree with that statement, Johnny Gowers. Personally think that it's a larger thing. If we had more squad depth, if the Glazers, for a start, have invested in the squad a bit earlier, let's say we got this guy at the start of the window or in the summer, if we'd have gone and done business earlier, I don't think the squad would have been a stretch. He wouldn't have had to have played Eriksen as much in certain games. Could have taken him off earlier here and there, could have rotated the squad a little bit. He has been overworked, I think, over the last month. You're right about that. You can't get away from the fact that Eriksen's been overworked. But we needed him because there's such a drop-off in class and quality from Eriksen to McTominay and Fred that you kind of have to use him if he's available and fit at all. So I get why we've been playing him. Plus, you don't want to break up a winning team. Like, that team's proven. The defensive centre-back partnership of the season is Varane and Martinez, and the midfield duo is Eriksen and Casemiro. That's what's been proven now. Yes, there's been other players that have come in and played, but we'd be foolish to not think that our best midfielder is, or the best midfielder is Casemiro and Eriksen. So when they're fit and available, they've got to play. But if we had another quality midfielder to come in, then we wouldn't have had to have overworked these players so much. Yeah, Matt Gwinnett as well says Carroll could have tackled anyone like that. Yeah, that's it. Jonathan Gallagher, what you on about, mate? You know, Andy Carroll getting in there causing the issue. You think that's Ten Hag's responsible for that, by the way? I mean, the only way he's responsible is that maybe, like I just said, rotationary-wise, it would be nice if we had other options, other depth, to be able to play somebody else. So, yeah, don't really agree with that, to be fair. Okay, we've got new updates coming in, guys. So just want to cover a couple of other things, and then we're going to get into the latest on Sabitzer. News is expected any moment, imminent now. Official announcement from Manchester United. Contract's been signed, all that sort of stuff. Medicals conducted, and he is essentially a United player between now and the end of the season. We'll wait for the actual confirmation, though, and let you know as soon as that comes out. Just a couple of other things. So this is from Rushmano's page, transfers_UTG. Go check it out on Twitter, guys. Transfers MUFC. Via United Muppeteers, that just says, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has plans to change the whole structure of Manchester United from the playing side to technical director staff. So we've got still more prospects, just as we're talking about the Glazers and their lack of proper investment. Still more prospects of other people coming in to buy the club, which is what we want to see before the end of the season. Come on, Sir Jim. Also, reports on Facundo Pellistri. A lot of talk about whether or not he's going to be going out on loan before the deadline. Seems, at the moment anyway, like he's not. Like he's sticking around. Fabrizio reported a little while ago that he understands that United have confirmed to Facundo Pellistri that he's not leaving today. No loan move, no chance. Ten Hag wants Pellistri as part of the team. So would you keep or loan Facundo Pellistri at this moment in time, guys? Bear in mind, we've got Sancho to come back into the side. Anthony's sort of first choice right wing at the moment. You got Rashford on the left side, Garnacho, these guys. What do you think, guys? Keep or loan? Hey, Ricardo dos Santos Nortman, thank you very much indeed for the 35 ZAR super chat there. Dudes, let's get a love heart in there for Ricardo. Good to see you, boss. He says, El Pigo has lost so much weight. Looking sharp, mate. Applause hands. Oh, thank you, Ricardo, mate. I've lost a bit of weight, haven't I, mate? Yeah. Plus, I'm not really eating that much over here right now, just because, like, I hate shopping. And also, like, I don't know, it's just, you know, just got to watch the penny. So basically, it's helping me lose weight, which is fucking awesome. Ricardo dos Santos, thank you for noticing, bud. Yeah, you know. So I've been on that Luke Shaw diet. That's what's happened. Look at how meaty Luke Shaw was a year ago. You know, his neck had an extra neck on it. Now look at him. He's lean. You know, do you know what it was? It just turned out I had to stop eating 14 Frey Bentos pies every day. Now that I've stopped doing that, it's the Luke Shaw diet works the wonders, my son, honestly. Hey, what's going on? Griffo Chaz says, I've had the Sabitzer article in drafts waiting for the official announcement for hours. That is brilliant, Griffo Chaz. Bang it up there, lad. It's coming. I'm confident on it. Don't worry. Bang it up there, my son. Can always edit it with the official, you know, bit when it's actually live. Do you know what I'm saying? Bang it up there, my son. Anyway, thank you, Griffo Chaz. I hope you're doing well, by the way. Thanks for doing the article. By the way, if anybody wants to write articles for my website and United news site, do get in touch with me on social media, because we've only got Griffo who contributes on there. He does a fucking brilliant job, might I say. But if anybody wants to contribute on there, please do contact me. Let me know if you want to write for the website, because we need more articles and that kind of stuff covered. The Cake Cadet, thanks for the super chat here, my friend. He says, Piggy, open your Telegram inbox, please. It's worth it. This is a news show, mate. This is a professional news show. This isn't some silly FIFA stream we're looking around talking about dash packs, mate. This is a professional news show, mate. Oh, what the fuck's the matter with you, bud? Why would you send me this? Look, how dirty is my phone, by the way? They just sent me 3 donkeys, Button, Veghorst and Sabitzer. What the fuck's your problem, mate? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's just not even founded, is it? It's not. That's just not even really. Why'd you send me 3 donkeys with Butland, Veghorst, and Sabitzer on? Do you know what's funny about this particular meme as well? Is that you just know that Cape Cadet has actually made that. You know what I mean? He's actually gone through the effort of making that, I reckon. But anyway, mate, fair play to you, but you're a bit harsh. You're a bit harsh. Let's give Sabitzer a bit of time. To call him a donkey is, I think, a bit more harsh because he is quite a good technical player. Look at his assists, goals and things like that. He's actually decent. I don't think he is as a donkey. I think you can say that about Weghorst. He's a big 6'6", sort of, cumbersome guy, And Butland, of course, yeah, he's just a backup donkey. Get that. But that's a bit harsh, that is, Kate. A nice one, Griffo Chaz. There you go. He spelt it wrong, though, so please fix the spelling mistake. Hopefully that's not the spelling on the article, Griffo Chaz, mate. Otherwise you're going to get sacked. Sabitzer? Who's that? Anyway, no, thank you very much there, Griffo. Says, Bruno has just been sent off for Newcastle, says Matty Pickett. Get in there, my son. Hey, Crafted Tunes, how you going? I'm just going to pop over there, by the way, to Twitter real quick and go over to my notifications. I'll give you one last chance. At the top of the live chat, there is the link to my Twitter there, guys. You can retweet the show. Every little helps in regards to spreading the word, so do give us a retweet. That'd be much appreciated. Let's go and give a shout out to everybody who has given us a retweet here then, my friends, just to say thank you very much indeed to you all. I can see that this show has been retweeted by none other than... Wait a sec. Wait a sec, I'm on the wrong page. Okay. This show has been retweeted now, guys, by 15 people. Thank you to the 15 legends that have retweeted this show. That really helps us out to maybe get 1 or 2 new viewers looking. So thank you guys for retweeting, and I want to shout you all out individually to say thanks real quick before we get back into the latest updates. But Anthony Ong, Aaron Homeyard, Wizzy Key as well, thank you. Susan Lively Sue, Eddie's Football Waffle, let's go. Mohammed Adamu, Kane, Transfers _UTD, Andy Davidge, Jarvis Cocker, Vincent Bullock, Stephen Braun, Eddie McAllister, Juno Bryan, get in there, Juno Bryan, Zach LaBelle, Mr. Sims, Ted Zavala, and Feline Fur, aka Don Gunsciglione, lurking out there somewhere in the shadows. Let's go, you legend. So, there you go, guys. That's all the legends who retweeted the show. Thank you so much for doing that. Give us a follow on Twitter if you haven't done so, and Instagram at Flying Pig United. Vincent Bullock says, there's only one donkey allowed here. Kermit the Donkey Pig, says Vincent Bullock. Again, not the right show. That's awesome, ZX Flames. No Bruno Gamira's in the final, mate. That's absolute class. So let's have a look at this, actually. So, okay, so they are winning 2-1, 3-1 overall on aggregate. Semi-final, second leg. So, yeah, Newcastle in the final, but no Bruno Gamira's. Is that right? So Bruno Gamira's now will miss the final. Is that the case? That's pretty good stuff, actually, guys. That's very good stuff. Come on, let's have a late fight back by Southampton against these 10-men melts. You never know. They only need 2 here. Okay, so let's have a look at this then. So there's more updates coming in now. So Stoke City are exploring the possibility of a late move for Axel Twanzebe. It's another piece of information we've got coming out this evening, guys. So a few little things other than the Sabitzer stuff going on. Facundo Pellistri told that he's staying at United, at least it seems like at the moment. There's no loan move materialising for him. Stoke City interested in bringing in Axel Twanzebe, potentially on loan, who knows. Also, reports from Sky Sports that Anthony Elanga will not be leaving Manchester United in this window and that we're keeping him, as there were some reports maybe that due to the fact that he's fallen down the pecking order a little bit in the squad and he's not going to get that much game time, particularly with Sancho, Facundo sort of getting back into the team and stuff. He may have been loaned out, but it doesn't look like he's going to be loaned out. We have got reasonable depth in those wide areas, very good depth in the wide areas, just about getting the depth in the midfield and the forward position, really, and then we could actually be a good side. Okay, Alex Turk says Bruno Gamires won't miss the final because of that red card. Straight red cards carry over into all domestic competitions. Interesting. Okay, so there you go. So just I think that's the case. So I don't think he will miss the final, guys, just so you know, because he's got that red card. But anyway, there you go. So that's who we've got in the final. When is the final of the League Cup? End of Feb. Final of League Cup. When is it, guys? February 26th it was last year, so probably end of Feb. I haven't got the exact date. It's the 23rd, says Jonathan. 27th, says Vincent. Okay, somewhere around there. We will smash them with or without the second best Bruno in the league. Screw the Geordie, says Berber. Spot on, actually. If you look at Bruno Fernandes' statistics this season, he's actually been doing very, very well, hasn't he? I mean, even though some games he kind of looks a bit hit or miss, but if we actually just have a look at Bruno Fernandes' stats this season, the guy's doing pretty well. He's not doing, and he's obviously been quite a big part of what we've been doing. I mean, he's not had the best season compared to some of the other players at the club, but he's certainly had a much better season than last season so far. And statistically speaking, he's got two goals and an assist in 3 EFL Cup games. He's got 4 goals and 4 assists in 19 Premier League games. He's got 1 assist in the FA Cup in 2. 1 assist in 6 in the Europa. He's doing pretty well again now, Bruno Fernandes, which is great to see. So I agree with you. We've got the best Bruno. Who do you think the best Bruno in the league is, peeps? Honestly, who do you think the best Bruno is? G-Wolf, what's happening, says the 25th. 26th, says Eamon. Right, somewhere around there. Didn't Bruno get banned for 2 bookings in the EFL Cup? Yes, but apparently they carry over domestically. So what that statement was saying there is that if you get booked in the League Cup, you can serve your suspension in the Premier League or the FA Cup or domestic games. So it's not like you have to serve the suspension in the next League Cup game. It just gets served in the next domestic game. I think that's what it was basically saying. Sunday the 26th, says Eamon. Okay, thanks very much. Timo says Bruno Gomes is currently better. I mean, he's had an incredible season. Gungshi says Bruno Fernandes. Of course, get in there, Don Gungshi legend. Bruno. I think it's Bruno Fernandes. I mean, that's the thing as well. Bruno, actually, if you look at the first couple of years of Bruno's career in the Premier League, it's not even close, is it? Bruno was like one of the best players in the world for a couple of years. It's just that because he's not hit that same height for a while now, in terms of consistency being that match winner, maybe he was overshadowed by Ronaldo. There's various reasons for it. Some people think he's gash, but actually he's still the same quality match winner. He just needs to get a little bit more, I think, he just needs to make a few better decisions, maybe not give the ball away so much, maybe just be a little bit more tighter and clinical with his passing, ball retention in the final third, because often you've seen him turn over possession a lot for us this season, but he is the main man making things happen as well. K Slater 23, he says, love the fact that the chat has given you 4 different dates. I know, I asked when the game is. People say 23rd, 27th, 26th, 25th. Which freaking day is it then? Okay, so let's just go over, check this out, guys. We're nearly at 200 likes, by the way, so thank you to everybody who's hit the likes. Do continue to smash that like button if you haven't done so. We're nearly at 200. Let's get 200. It boosts the channel up, helps us compete with clickbait, wank stains, and corporation mugs. So hit the old thumbs up, hit the old subscribe, get yourself in the chat and say hello. Yeah, nice one. So, hey there, DJ Tom. What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for joining us and everybody else too. Some serious legends around here tonight. Right. Okay. Bruno needs consistency, says Marky Wallace. Oh, okay, interesting. What's going on here? David Ornstein. Wow, we've got some big news coming in here, guys. Some big news. Exclusive. PSG have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Hakim Ziyech on loan until the summer. The deal is not signed but in place, includes a fee but no option to buy. AC Milan, Roma, RB Leipzig and Premier League clubs were also interested. That's interesting, that is, guys. PSG reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Hakim Ziyech on loan. That's just come out. David Ornstein reporting that one. So because it's deadline in about an hour's time, I'm going to stick on here for, a good half an hour. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in a different hotel room right now. And this one is proper small and gash. So there's people to this side, there's people to this side. Before I started this stream, all I could hear was them talking. Now, all they can hear is me talking, basically. So it's a bit gash. I probably can't stream until 11 p.m, which is when the deadline actually closes, just out of sheer courtesy for the guests next to me. But I will stream until about 10:30. The light's better here. G-Will says, what's your feeling of the Austrian Zorro signing, bro? Says G-Will. It's a good signing, you know. Honestly, G-Wolf, I do think this is a brilliant signing for the purposes of replacing Christian Eriksen, who's just been injured and will be a big loss for us. We should have done this at the start of the window anyway, just to give us more midfield options. Make no mistake, this has only happened because Christian Eriksen's got injured, just like we only got Wout Weghorst because Ronaldo left. Like, it's happened because of that. But I'm glad that we've got him because he's better than the other options we've got in midfield. So I am happy about it. I think it's a good 8 out of 10 signing for the club. It's a loan. It's not permanent. There's no commitment to buy. It's just a straight loan by all accounts. And he is a technical player. He's also a player who's been playing for top-tier teams for the last few seasons. That means something. He's got a winner's medal from last season's Bundesliga. You know, he's a good player. He's a good player. So yes, this is actually, for me, this is better than Wout Weghorst signing, definitely. Because he's a better player for his position. He will provide us with good options. Wout Weghorst, always going to be that journeyman, decent sort of, like a few goals chipping in here or there, give you an option. Someone else, big gangly melt type guy, Dutch Peter Crouch. That was always going to be the case. Sabitzer's a better signing, to be honest. So pretty awesome that they're able to work that out on the last day, just simply because Eriksen reported that he's going to be out for a few months. It is a good signing, says Eamon. You've got a good feeling about Sabitzer. Rangnick likes him too. Yeah, there you go, Dan. Rangnick likes him, probably had a big hand in his development in terms of moving from RB Salzburg to RB Leipzig. And, one of the players that was recommended to us by Ralf Rangnick. Then you've got Ten Hag, who only seems to be going for players who have the right sort of mentality, competitive edge, and hunger and desire to play. So add that to the side, add another player who's hungry and wants to play football and just has only had 15 appearances for Bayern so far this season in all competitions, in the Bundesliga, only played 600 minutes in the Bundesliga. Tells you the story, really. He's got too many big name, huge quality players who are limiting his opportunities in game time over there at Bayern. Bayern don't necessarily want to lose this guy, so maybe just a short-term loan for him to go out there and satisfy his playing desires worked for everybody. He can go and play regularly, perhaps have a chance of winning some silverware in England as well. And United are in some competitions this season. We're in them all, where we could go and lift some silverware. So it's a pretty good opportunity presented to him. Mikhail Kramer says, it's still not good enough last-minute plaster job. We are lucky we're in the window. Imagine this happened a week from now. Spot on, Mikhail Kramer. I can almost guarantee you if Eriksen doesn't get injured and is announced as being out for a few months, I can almost guarantee this signing does not happen. So you're spot on. Lack of ambition, shitty Glazers out, #melts. That's the problem. You're absolutely right. Marky Wallace says, Erik ten Hag will build the squad if given the funds. Yes, I'm with you there as well. He's got the know-how. He seems to choose the right players. I mean, we can only base on what's happened so far. Who he's signed, who he's chosen to bring in. We know that essentially the scouting network and the recruitment team at United didn't have really much to say about the actual signings that Manchester United made. I personally, this is only my opinion, I'm not there, am I? I don't know exactly what's going on, but it seems like it anyway, like Ten Hag's had most of the say in a lot of these signings. They've given him certain freedoms here, i.e. Tyrell Malacia. It's a player that he'd watched for years against him in the Eredivisie. Anthony, or spending all that money on a player, because he's had a hand in his development and he knows in a place with him, etc. Casemiro, maybe you could say, but I mean, that's just a no-brainer, isn't it? So it seems like most of the signings that we've made and the Martinez the Butcher have been Ten Hag's seal of approval. They've all been Ten Hag signings, and they're the right sort of signings mentality-wise more than anything. Think about the Butcher, Martinez, and the difference he gives us at the back with just his competitiveness and his bollocks. And then same goes for Anthony. You can say what you want about him being one-dimensional, but he's a hard-working player and he's got that dog in him. And then all the other players we signed, Casemiro's a bit of a brute. Eriksen's a hard-working player. So all of the signings that he's made have to share the same thing. He knows that the mentality of the player is good, competitive, strong, winners. That's what he's looking for. So he's almost counting as that as the most important thing. You guess we go with Frankie de Jong then in the summer. Yeah, that's probably the case, Rushmano, unless Sabitzer comes in, sets the world alight, does tremendously, maybe we might try and pry him away from Bayern in the summer. But Bayern might not want to sell him in the summer. So yes, Frankie de Jong might be on the table. A lot of people won't want to see Frankie de Jong mentioned anymore about being linked to Manchester United because it's just like old hat, isn't it? But if Ten Hag wants him again in the summer, if Ten Hag generally wants him, what was held up last time is the whole saga in regards to Barcelona owing him cash and whether or not he wanted to leave, and he had this big fat money contract. Why would he want to leave unless he's going to get compensated? All the rest of it. They ended up not getting rid of him. But they did have an agreement in principle with Manchester United, which says that, well, they were interested in getting that money for him. It just didn't materialise. We were close. Maybe we don't want to even go back and deal with Barcelona in the summer again. But if we did, then I would understand Ten Hag wanting him. If Ten Hag wants to have a midfield duo of Casemiro and De Jong, I mean, that sounds world class on paper if we can get the best out of it. But I've got no major thing about Frankie de Jong coming in the side, I must be honest. If Ten Hag wants him, I'm almost just at the point where I don't even care who we sign. I mostly want the Glazers out. That would be the biggest transfer, or if you want to call it that we could possibly make. But really, I just want Ten Hag to be backed. If Ten Hag does want to go and get, I don't care if Ten Hag wants to go and sign Barry Chuckle. You know, if that's who Ten Hag thinks, to me, to you. But if Ten Hag thinks is the best player to come in and improve the squad, I'm just backing Ten Hag at this moment in time because it's his vision you have to get behind. We all have our opinions about who's a good player. Sometimes, you know, players on paper seem like a great signing. They don't materialise. They don't do well. Other times you think, oh, that's a bit of a non-signing, or it falls under the radar, and they turn out to be game changers for your team. So Ten Hag, just backing him, allowing him to have the freedom, hoping that, you know, he continues on this trajectory which we're on, which we are progressing, we are getting better. Barry chuckling goals as OHB. Luan France says, I don't want Frankie de Jong. Jog on to Frankie. Do you reckon, Luan? Luan, I hope you're good. Let's ask the chat very quickly then. So Frankie de Jong, yes or no? If Man United were prepared to go in the summer and get him, yes or no? Would you want him or not? I mean, I don't think it's down to Frankie de Jong why we wouldn't want him. It's Barcelona. That's the big stumbling block, having to deal with those toad bags. If we didn't have to deal with Barcelona, or we knew that there, you know, was a club that we could deal with that just don't take the piss, don't just mug you off, you know. They were a disgrace really last season, having agreed to deal with us, only to just sort of use it as some sort of weird bargaining chip for, you know, signing or whatever they were. Just bizarre, getting themselves in all sorts of debt and things. Bizarre. We don't want to have to deal with them. So that's the only reason why I would say no. It's a big yes from me, as long as we can get the deal done, as long as Ten Hag wants him. I think he's a class player. He's only 25, 26. It makes a lot of sense. But no, if we have to bend over and deal with those Barcelona toss pots to the same extent we did last year, i.e. having the deal dragged out all freaking summer. Absolutely not. Berber says he can stay at Barca and wait for his money while we're moving on. Eamon says Marcel Sabitzer, if he's good enough for Eric, he's good enough for me. Easy. I like his style there, Eamon Barrett, yes. And that's it. It's up to Ten Hag, isn't it? So even if you don't think he's that good of a player, just like with Wout Weghorst, I personally think, yeah, he's a good option, but he's not that great. Ten Hag's given his stamp of approval. He's got that Dutch connection. He obviously feels he can add something to the squad. You've got to back the manager. Rate your meme out of 10. I've got to be honest with you. I'm going to give it a 9. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. Thank you, Rushmano, to subscribe to the channel. Liam Oakley, how are you doing, Liam? Long-time legend, says Man United 2025 with new owners is going to be interesting. God, I hope it doesn't take as long as 2025, boss, for us to get new owners. I can only hope that the deal is made and that they've sold the club by the end of this season so we can start next season afresh with new owners. That is wishful thinking, though. Big up yourself, Cadster Gaming and Dutch Christ, how goes it? Liverpool says, don't back the manager, De Jong out. Thank you, Primoz has tongue the like button for the piggy. 1 hour to go to Sonic Asylum. Yeah, I know. We'll see what's going on. We will give you the latest updates as and when they come through, like from official avenues, i.e. if Man United announce it. Just refreshing their website now. Don't think there's any official announcement of Sabitzer just yet, but it is imminent. We know that's going to happen. We know also earlier on Ten Hag was interested in bringing deadline day players in. So he had a press conference earlier on. He was quizzed about whether or not we would look for a replacement for Christian Eriksen. He said, you never know. So in this moment, we are short before the window closes. It's not what we're aiming for, but it can be some things, that come along. We have to consider that, but I'm not really proactive in the last day of the window. We have our squad. We need our squad to fulfill our ambitions. So, basically saying if there's the right sort of player comes along, then yes, we will try and do that, seeing as what's happened with Christian Eriksen. But he did say in regards to deals, it's mostly likely loans, but this is also when he was asked about players like Facundo, Anthony Elanga, Brandon Williams, mostly loan deals for players going out, but also loan deals for players coming in is what's realistic. So that's all we're looking for. It's not like United are going to sign anybody magic for money other than that. Breaking news, Phil Jones survives another transfer window at Manchester United. Fucking hell. Let's get some Phil Jones emojis in there, everybody. What a shambles that is. That's true when you actually think about that. And another transfer window goes by and essentially closes soon anyway. And Phil Jones is still at Manchester United taking that 6-figure contract every single week. It's absolutely disgusting, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. But there you go. Phil No Bones Jones is still a United player. Shocking, says MUFC. Phil Jones would survive a nuclear war, says Berber. Just him and the cockroaches left. You know what I mean? Hey, Tom, what's going on? And OG, Isaac says robbery. What did I do? I mean, he just takes out so many different, he just takes out so much money from the football club and adds literally nothing in. It's not even his fault, but just the fact that Manchester United just goes to show you how badly we were run previously and still currently are, but certainly a few years back with the likes of Woodward and co doing most of the fucking footballing decisions and that kind of stuff. We ended up signing up Phil Jones to a long-term contract on big money when he's absolutely gashtastic and doesn't play. Mark Wallace says Phil Jones has taken up residence at the local NHS. We'll never get rid of him, says Jaden. No, he is actually a bit of a turd stain on the toilet bowl of Manchester United now. That's it. We need to get the bleach out. Phil Jones stealing money, says Lewis. Shame we're not getting anyone else, but I'm happy we've got Sabitzer, to be fair, says Tom. Yeah, same here. I mean, it would be nice to get more quality in here, but Sabitzer, Butland, Weghorst as a window for January, it's actually more than I expected us to be able to get in. Sin Games, what's going on, Sin Games? Welcome in the stream, you legend. Good to see you. You're tempted to go to Carrington. Go on, Sir George. Get there and see if you can get a snap of Sabitzer coming back out. So we know that he's in there, signing contracts, done all that business, just waiting for an official announcement from Manchester United now. Twanzebe on his way to Stoke for a medical loan deal, says Account CB. Yes, we were talking about that 5 minutes ago, so I haven't heard about him on his way, but that may be the case. Thank you for letting us know. But they are definitely, Stoke City are trying to bring in Axel Twanzebe at the moment, and they're working on that before the end of the window. So there will be 1 or 2 bits of info coming out. And Neil Prajapati says Fabrizio confirms Enzo to Chelsea. Wow. Big news, guys. Big news. Let's have a look at Fabrizio's latest feed then on Twitter to see what's going on. And there you go. 10 minutes ago, Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. Here we go. He's a good player, to be fair. Agreement reached right now between Chelsea and Benfica. Fucking hell, Chelsea is spending obscenely. How can they justify that, though? I thought is financial fair play just not even a thing anymore? They spent hundreds and hundreds of millions just in this season alone. Okay, then. But it says clubs are running to get the document signed before the end of the window. It's finally agreed. Boarding set to be completed to London. Interesting. So there you go, folks. Enzo Fernandez now is a Chelsea player as well. Here we go. Interesting. That is interesting. They've got themselves a good player there. They're just spunking the cash hard, though, aren't they? They're basically throwing enough shit at the wall, hoping some of it sticks. Because not all of those players are going to be... I don't think all of those players are going to work out. But what they're doing is they're taking the gamble, they're spending the money, they're investing, they are doing what I just said. They're playing the odds, they're playing the numbers. They're getting loads of players in there to help the manager, to give them as best a chance as possible. And some of them probably won't work out, but most of them probably will. So they're spending big money. Thoughts on Kara's comments on Chelsea having trouble integrating these players? He's absolutely right. I mean, I don't think that it helps that the manager is also trying to integrate, like I have to say that since the change there is their fortunes have dropped off even further. And I think there's a transitional period that takes a while to actually get things moving. If you look at what Ten Hag did at United, very dodgy start. It's not even a fair comparison because Ten Hag did about as good as you possibly could do. But he lost the first couple of games. It's always going to be a bit of time it takes for the manager to get a hold of the squad properly. So Yeah, that Mudryk does look absolutely deadly, doesn't he? To be fair, Mikhail Kramer, my son, he does, yeah. Chelsea found a loophole, glory hole, and boy, they're pummeling it, says Team Hill. You really hope the worst on Chelsea, says Malps. Me too. Chelsea have like 21 strikers on their books. That's no shit, says Liam Oakley. Matty Gwynner, thank you so much, Matt Gwynner, for the super chat. He says Chelsea won't even have Champions League. Yeah, no, you're right. Where are they? Like 10th right now. They're down on Liverpool-esque points. They're definitely not exactly in the running for winning anything. Next season, I guess this is for, isn't it? But yeah, they're not going to have Champions League football next season. Rushmonitor says Ed Woodward is working for Chelsea now. Tom says United saying they're hamstrung by FFP, and then there's Chelsea. Get these tools out of our club. Precisely. That's what I'm saying. I don't really know what's going on with financial fair play, because it seems to me that financial fair play is not even really a thing. Doesn't seem like people get sanctioned for breaking financial fair play rules. Not really, anyway. So I don't even think it really works. Richard says, so how does financial fair play even work? What it's supposed to be is essentially it's a philosophy that you are supposed to live within your means, really. So if you generate 500 million in commercial revenue, then you can spend a large portion of that because you are a self-sustaining beast. You are making a lot of money. And a lot of these clubs do make hundreds of millions every single season. But also, there's some clubs that don't, and yet they spend all that money. It doesn't even add up, does it? It is a joke. Chrissy says, imagine we had an owner back in Ten Hag like Bowley backing Potter. Spot on, Chrissy. I mean, that's all we're really needing is just somebody who can compete with the other people. We've got shackling owners who suck the life and the money out of the club. If we had owners that put money in, we would just simply be the best club in the world again. We are an amazing club with amazing history and tradition and fan base. All we are is just hindered by our owners. That's the only reason we're not actually at the top. We're getting there, though. Big T says, this signing's still not officially announced by the club. Should we be worried? Nah, not at all, Big T. This is basically done. This is done. I mean, unless he's failed his medical, no, this is done. It's before 11 p.m. There's still 51 minutes of the deadline left. This will be announced any moment now, I bet you. Manchester United have got this deal wrapped up. Unless, like I say, he's fallen down the stairs at Carrington or something and is unable to continue, then this is done deal. Liam Oakley says, financial fair play stopped the Glazers. It wasn't designed for owners willing to make massive losses, says Liam Oakley. Kate Cadet says, what's this apparent surprise signing, Piggy? Another donkey, is it? I think it's Eeyore, lad. We're getting him from Winnie the Pooh FC. But no, bud. Another signing. I mean, there's rumours of potential, other business that Manchester United are doing here. I very much doubt it, boss. Biggest transfer surprise, Pigo, says Richard. Biggest transfer surprise? This Enzo Fernandez deal's just got done, hasn't it? Chelsea looking to bring him in. I guess that's quite surprising last minute. Just in general, I guess this whole Sabitzer thing's quite a surprise for Man United, at least, just because Eriksen got injured. It's happened. Wasn't expecting to be seeing a new player signed today, but Eriksen announced officially as being injured and out for a few months. Means that we've had to sign somebody. Oh yeah, Jorginho to Arsenal. Yeah, good shout, Berber. Has Jorginho gone to Arsenal? Is it done? Yes, it is. Jorginho to Arsenal, Holland, says Rushmano. Excited for that final now, though. Newcastle will be well up for it. Mate, that is going to be a fiery affair. This is the best Newcastle we've seen for years, and it's the best United we've seen for a while as well. So it definitely sets it up for just a complete awesome final, doesn't it? Jorginho's confirms as Rushmano, yeah. That is a good signing, and cheap as well. I'm surprised about that. That is a really good signing, isn't it, Berber? Yeah, really good player. Cheap. I'm surprised about that one. Thank you for subscribing there, Owsy. Nice one, Owsy. If you guys are new like Owsy, hit the subscribe button. We're on daily with all the news. Okay, so how many likes are we on right now? We're actually on 217. We've got 274 legends. Let's see if we can get 269, dudes. Drop a like. I'm going to get into the live chat now for a bit of a Q&A and see what all you legends are saying. We will cover all the latest updates as and when they come in. But for now, let me just give you a quick rundown, then we'll get into the Q&A. So we know that Marcel Sabitzer is at Carrington and, he's about to complete his loan move from Bayern. There's a full agreement in place. Also, Ornstein confirming that the process of sorting his medical work permit and everything, finalising paperwork was just underway a couple of hours ago. Just waiting for an official announcement from the club now. Fam says Sabitzer to United, here we go. Full agreement reached on loan deal, but no buy option confirmed. Deal is set to be signed with Bayern in the final hours as personal terms agreed to. boarding completed. So we knew that that's a while ago anyway. And then here's him just pictured arriving at Carrington an hour or so ago. A few little things to get sorted out, paperwork, medicals, finalizations, and he will be fully announced. Also, it's expected that Facundo Pellistri is going to stay at the football club. He's not going to be loaned out. That's the latest anyway. We'll see if that changes in the next 48 minutes. Axel Tuanzebe currently trying to be signed by Stoke City on a season-long loan. That's pretty much where we're at, guys. There's one or two others, like we mentioned, that could potentially go out on loan as well at Manchester United. But seems like generally we're looking to keep hold of most of the players, like Elanga, Facundo. Most of the players. One or two might be going out, such as Axel Tuanzebe. We'll see. We'll let you know as and when that happens. Hey, Scarboy, what's going on, bud? Time to get into the chat now, everyone. So that's the latest. Sabitzer, here we go. Manchester United player, at least until the end of the season, it seems. So let's get into the live chat. I'll make that a bit smaller so we can see the chat. Sing Games says, man, I can't wait till United have new owners. Who's going to want to sign for City anymore? Maybe Glazers by City and Abu Dhabi by United. Nice one. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Like if Man United could compete everywhere, which is what we should be doing, then, you know, unless it's like on the back of winning titles, which is what City are doing at the moment, really. Like, what's the reason for choosing City over United? If you're going to get as much money at United with Ten Hag now, the project, I agree with you. I think this is the most, even though we've got the Glazers, this is, for a while at least, the most attractive it has been to play for Manchester United for a while. I wouldn't want to play for those shit-house City melts, empty-hand bottle jobs, would you? Ben Dawes says, Chelsea ready to go on Champions League run, and Kunku, Badiashile, Felix, Mudryk, Santos, Fofana, Gusto, Madueke and Enzo Fernandez. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Mudryk, you mean? Yeah. Fair enough there. Okay, Ben Dawes. Still, it's got to be put into motion, though. Like, I do think Potter's a good manager. I do think he needs time. I do think, you know, he's still mopping up from the previous mess. But there's nothing to suggest that that's all going to gel overnight, or not even overnight, but between now and the start of next season to the point where they can be challenging for the title. With all those players, you'd expect them to do so. Mikhail Kramer says, question for you, Pig. What's your secret? You're looking good, boss. Thank you, Mikhail Kramer, you legend. Thank you, boss. What's my secret? I bathe in asses milk, mate. Like Cleopatra, baby. That's my secret. No, I'm joking, Mikhail Kramer. I'm bathing in the milk of those 3 donkeys that Kate sent across earlier on. No, wait, that's proper. I take that back. Anyway, so no, I've just been cutting out the sugar, man, not having anywhere near as much sugar. I still have some sugar, but cutting out the sugar, eating less food, and losing weight and walking a lot. I've been doing a lot of walking, a lot of walking. I do the Luke Shaw diet. Exactly, Casey Chilava. Luke Shaw diet. I've got rid of the Frey Bentoses now. I've cut down from 14 Frey Benny steak and kidney pies to just 1 a day now. So that's the big difference, mate. I'm doing the old Luke Shaw workouts as well, you know, which involves running back and forth between Burger King and McDonald's. Got it. Thank you, Mikhail Kramer, though, bud. I appreciate that. Liam says Ten Hag is the next level manager. He's going to be in the United hot seat for years. Come on, my son. I feel you as well. I think he will be in this club for at least 5 years. 5 years. That's what I'm going to say. 5 years. I hope, hopefully longer. But let's ask the chat. It's a very good question you've brought up there. How long do you think Ten Hag's in the hot seat? Does he bottle it in 6 months and get sacked? Does he go and be the next Fergie for 26 years, 27 years? Does he be a legend like that? Or I think he's going to be a 5-year manager, though. I think he's not going anywhere. What's my current weight, says Tactician Tom? I don't know, actually, but the last time I weighed myself, I was 18 stone 6. So I'd say I reckon I'm probably about 18 stone 5 right now. What about you? Hopefully 10 years, says OHB, 5 says OG, 3 says Jonathan, 5 says Kingslayer, 5 at least says Cake, 10 says Madhouse, 20 plus says Berber. Crikey, mate. 2,264 pounds. You're heavier than me at the moment then. That's awesome. 10 years unless Real Madrid comes for him, says 10. You won't go there, you won't do that. Depends on the next owners. Fair point, Mikhail Kramer, yeah. Have I found a job yet, says Philip Chapman. Not yet, boss, not yet. I haven't even found a place to stay yet. I need a place to live first. I'm trying to look for something long-term, 6-month contract or something for an apartment or a house or something like that. So once I've got that all sorted out, then I worry about getting a job. But I don't even have a place of residence yet to, you know, like send my stuff to. So thank you, Sing Games. I'm 6'2", Tom. At least 5, says Don Gungshi. Next statue for Old Trafford, says Dinky Man. How much success he has, true OG. Tactician Tom says, you've been heavier than me since you were like 8 years old. No, I know, yeah, this is like the first time I'm lighter than you. It's weird, actually, it is weird. I've been heavier than you since I was 8 years old. Yeah, I have. And he's 3 years older than me. I always used to, up until I was like, I don't know, recently, until I got to like 22 or something, I always used to weigh my age. So if I was 14 years old, I was 14 stone. If I was 12 years old, I was 12 stone. That was basically how it, and then I just started pining, but yeah. Thank you very much, Matty Pickett says, I love the way you're living, Pig. Wish I could help out. Matty, you know, it's one of those. I'm not really enjoying it, to be honest, at the moment, because I'm having to go from place to place. Like this place, I don't know if it's good enough to stream until I get here. And then I realise it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Like the stream is fine, but I can't do late streams because there's people around either side. I have to get my own place. So I've got to get my own place. Once I've got my own place, I'll be feeling much more happy and content. Right now, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not enjoying having to move around all the time and, you know, just getting what's cheap and where to stay. I need to find a permanent residence. You was exactly the same now. I'm 30. The less said, the better, says Tom. Thank you, Mark Wallace. Is really hoping you find a place, Mr. P. Thank you, bud. I will do, I'm sure. Something will pop up. You'll settle down eventually. Exactly, Kate Cadet. Exactly. Transition precisely, Aiden. So I'm not really out here yet. I'm just sort of here booking hotels daily, looking for a place to live. But there is some things popping up. Dyche to get Everton into the Champions League. Hey, you know, isn't it great to have Sean Dyche back in management? Old fat Frank Lampard shut the bed, which gives an opportunity to Sean Dyche. Honestly, that's a great club for him to go to. He can eat loads of worms over there on Merseyside. There's loads of worms in Liverpool, guys. So he's going to be fucking happy about that one. But no, Sean Dyche back in management. I'm well happy about that one, guys. No, genuinely, I am. I think the Premier League was missing something not having Sean Dyche in it. Honestly, I agree. I do not agree. I mean, I genuinely mean that. Like, he was good entertainment. He's just good entertainment. Just his post-match interviews and stuff with his voice. You know, Sean Dyche was good value. You always hear him talking after the games. And it's always pretty fun, entertaining sort of chat. And just his voice sounds like, I don't know, sounds like he's proper East End gangster that's been like, had a cheese grater lung for a year. Thank you, most high overall. Oh, shit. Dyche will do a good job at Everton, says the Cape Cadet. He's a character, isn't he, Mark Wallace? Yeah. Nice, Tom. You love Dyche. Chesterfield FC legend. Sin Game says, or get a villa and rent out sections, pay for your rent of another place. You mean like sublet it? So rent a villa and rent out sections. So sublet rooms. That's interesting, Sin Games. So, yes, I know. I mean, I'm looking around where I am, like, there's not that many. I'm going to have to go out into the sticks a little bit to get, like, a big place that I can afford. Because everything around here, the town I'm in, anything that's big is fucking ridiculously expensive. So I do need to go out into the sticks and get, like, a finca or something like that if I want space. Or if I could find the right sort of apartment for me in the town, then I'll stay in the town. Dyche would love a bit of wood, says Ryan Taylor. I am in Spain, FIFA Flop TV, yeah. That's interesting, Sin Game. Sublet rooms to pay for another place for. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not really too sure on the legalities of doing that. And I wouldn't really want to like rent an expensive villa and then have to fill it with people, you know, and have that pressure. So probably not. But I like your start though. It's a good idea. Pig Boy Mansion incoming. We'll see, Big T. We'll see. Ten Hag quotes here from Eamon Barrett. He says, I think tomorrow that Anthony Martial and Jadon Sancho will return in the game squad, but Scott McTominay will still be absent. Get in there. Yes, he's injured at the moment. So, Piggy, what bank did you rob in Dorset, says OEP? Dinky Man says, a glazer is someone whose job is fitting glass into windows. A glazer is someone who's not a clue about what to do with windows. Glazier. I see what you're saying there, Dinky Man. Nice one. Yep, Chelsea done deal Enzo Fernandez. Confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. I know, Sonic Asylum. I'm moving out here, PP Fireworks. I like it out here, bud. I'm in the Canary Islands, Scarboy. Yeah, I like it in Spain. I'm just moving out here for a while. I hate the English winter, and I'm just having a bit of transitional period in my life, and I just fancy just a change and to live in Spain for a while. So that's what I'm doing. Plus, it's just a perfect storm because the Spanish government have brought in a new set of rules, which in December they signed off on something called the Startup Act, which means that people who can do their job online don't need visas to come in and work short term into the country, but also long term if you want to stay here. they offer something called a digital nomad visa for people who can show the ability to work online. If you've got earnings that are from an online source from a different country, you can apply for this visa. So it's basically what I've done. And so it's just a perfect storm. That's the only way, because there's an actual visa like perfect for what I'm trying to do. Winter in England is utter guff, Piggy. I don't blame you. Precisely, Cake. That's disgusting, isn't it? Habla Espanol? See, Tom. See, not really. I look like Sabitzer, says Alkan Mahmood. Come on. Sing Games. What's up, bro? What about spouse? What do you mean, bud? I'm not getting into it again, bud. I talked about it on the stream the other night. I'd rather keep it all personal, to be honest, bud. But I have mentioned it briefly. I can't be asked to get into it again. Fabsolator Creator says, down, fair enough. Best of luck to you, says Fabsolator Creator. Thank you very much, boss. Thank you very much. Mikhail Kramer says, I went to Gran Canaria when I was a kid. I loved it. Nice one, Pig. I hope the village is nice. It's lovely out here, to be fair, mate. Yeah, Gran Canaria is nice as well, bud. Very nice, Mikhail Kramer. Very nice. I have a better beard than him. Poor guy's a shit beard, says AR Dan. All right, anyway. So, okay, guys. So, let's just see if the official announcement has been made yet. Let's just wait and see. Marcel Sabitzer almost done. So, it's almost done. Axel Twansabi, he is heading to... Oh, thank you so much. So, somebody mentioned this earlier in the chat. Shout out to you. Rob Dawson reported that Twansabi is heading to Stoke for the medical, set to be a straight loan until the end of the season. So that's a shame. I don't think Twansabi is ever going to get any opportunities at Manchester United. Really, it should be a loan to the end of the season, and then he should look to move on. It's not that he couldn't have been a good player. I actually think of all the players at the club in the defence over the last 5 years, he's the one who's been done dirty the most. Like, he should have been given opportunities. He actually came in and did some good jobs in some games and then was just forgotten about the next game. Back to Lindelof, back to Maguire. You know, he should have been given more opportunities. Yeah, but AR Dan says Twansabi will never play for us again. I agree. He's not going to play anymore. Oh, okay, Sing Games. You're thinking for my wife. If I make money online, then I can live in Spain with my wife. Yes, that's precisely. I see what you're saying, Sing Games. I'm sorry, mate. Yeah. So... yes, you can. So search, Google a digital nomad visa Spain, and it will tell you all you need to know about it. But yeah, if you make your money online, i.e. you're a remote worker or something like that, and you can do your job elsewhere and prove your income, then yes, mate, you can get it. You can do it. Matthew Chapman, thank you for the super chat, Matty Chapman. Super chat from Matthew Chapman just simply says no comment. Thank you so much for the £2 tip, though, you legend. Let's get a sue in there for this, man. Thank you, bud. Were you sickened by episode 3 of The Last of Us? Haven't watched any of it yet, Alcom. Here it's very good, though. Rushy says we got 241 likes. Thank you, everyone, for liking. Let's get 250. Nice one, Sing Games. Oh, okay, trading. Well, I'm pretty sure you could do your job. If you do your job trading and you make money trading stocks and shares and that kind of stuff, I'm almost certain. If you can prove that you are making profit every month, I'm almost certain they'll let you in, bud. OHB says, Piggy, shave the beard and get a trim and get Maguire shirt. You'll be famous in Spain, says OHB. Kate says, Twansabi is a classic example of how young talent at a big club can easily get lost in the shuffle. Precisely. If he was given chances, game time, maybe could have developed into a top player. Greetings from Fortaventura. You're in Fortaventura, you Disco Dave. Are you serious, mate? No. Mate, I can get a ferry over there in no time. Mark Wallace says, you need to find a wealthy cougar, says Mark Wallace. Right, okay, interesting. Stephen Barrow says, hi, Pig, how you doing, says Stephen Barrow. Not too shabby, thanks for asking, Stephen. All the better for hearing that United are bringing in this Sabitzer mug. He's not a mug, is he? If Twansabi was playing under Ferguson, he would have had a chance. Swanix gave O'Shea, Brown, Evans, Jones, Raphael all a chance. Yeah, okay, but one thing you're forgetting there, Account CB, is that all of those players mentioned there are better than Twansabi as well. Oh, wait, apart from Phil Jones. But actually, when Phil Jones was signed from Blackburn as an 18-year-old, he had bags of potential and he was looking very good. It's confidence knocks and injury issues and all sorts of reasons why Phil Jones didn't turn into that player. But he actually did at the time. Makes sense as having potential to be a big, big player in the future. So I don't think... But I know what you're saying, though. But O'Shea and Brown, levels above, aren't they? But maybe Twansabi could have turned into a better player having given opportunities, yeah. One more incoming, is that true? Don't know yet, Piata Thompson. Just reports and rumours at the moment. I very much doubt it, but I would imagine Sabitzer is going to be signed, and that's pretty much it. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, look, there's a bit of time left. Kate Cadet says, Piggy, if Carol Vorderman came on to you, would you be tempted? Yeah. Carol Vorderman's actually still, as far as older birds go, you know, she's all right, isn't she? I'd let her do an old countdown conundrum on me, son, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she's not great, but for somebody who's like 60 or something, it's about as good as it gets. Jones is a cautionary tale in almost every way, says Boomhauer. Carrie Finnegan, Pig, imagine if Ericsson never got injured, then I don't think we would have signed a midfielder. Definitely not. I completely agree, Gary. Yes, if Ericsson doesn't get injured, we don't bother. So it's just the fact, yeah, classic Manchester United, piss poor plan and piss poor performance again. Lucky that he got injured just before the window closed, really. You'd give her a D, Bob says in games. Oh, she's 60 now, but she's still decent, I think, says the Kate Cadet. Yeah, no, fair enough to you, bud. What about Jennifer Lopez, mate? I saw a video of Jennifer Lopez the other day, right? And she's like 53 now or something. How old's J-Lo? Mate, what the hell's going on with J-Lo? Those are some serious genetics right there. You know what I mean? She's like 53. She still looks better than some 30-year-olds, man. Legit. She's insane, ain't she? Kingslayer says J-Lo is a 20 out of 10. The inner workings of the squad training program should not be public, says Mikhail Kramer. Oh, Salma Hayek's still very nice as well, OHB. And Elizabeth Hurley. Anyway, this stream's taken a little bit of a turn. But yes, you're right. Those guys are kind of like the Zlatan Ibrahimoviches of the celebrity world. They just keep on trucking, don't they? Best plastic money can buy. Right, okay. So 10:30 now, guys. I can't stay on too much longer. I don't want to annoy people in the next building or the next room. I can't hear them anymore. I could hear them loads before the stream, so I don't know if they're tuckered down for bed or not. To be fair, it's only 10:30, isn't it? Fabsolator says Forest have a really interesting goalkeeper lineup now. When Dean Henderson does come back from injury for them, who will they play? I think Henderson, to be fair. But you never know, actually. Good point. Jennifer Aniston says Sonic Asylum. What about Helen Mirren, says Tommy? Oh, well, yeah, fair play. She's proper getting on, though. J-Lo's 53, says Kate Cadet. Yeah, I mean, for 53, she's pretty exceptional. She reminds me of a 40-year-old Ryan Giggs. You know, she's had to adapt her game a little bit, but she's still a top-class, intelligent player with a bit of a naughty streak. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. Getting old's not fuss anymore, says McKay Kramer. Yeah, that's true. You're on holiday, tell them should be karaoke at 2 a.m, says Dingo. Fair point as well, lad. Yeah, it's to be expected. 22 retweets. No way, Aaron. Right, I'm going to go over there. Thank you, Aaron, for letting us know. I'm going to go over there, shout out everyone who's tweeted us again. Thanks, guys. Or who I didn't shout out for tweeting us last time. Honestly, that helps spread the show, so thanks everyone who's retweeted. Also, hit the subscribe button on YouTube here. We're on here daily with the updates. No bullshit way. I've actually had a bit of a shit month when it comes to covering the transfers, but I haven't really, have I? Guys, I've covered the stuff when they've happened. Yeah, there's channels out there, and I probably should have done this, who make 2, 3, 4 videos a day about all these potential transfers in January that are just bollocks. There was never going to be any big business by United in this window. We were always going to get a couple of loan merchants at best. So what's the point of pumping out all this gash links all the time, every single day anyway? But I still haven't done as much videos as I would have liked to this month because of the upheaval and everything of moving. But even so, probably the best January transfer window in order for me to move, because there actually hasn't been that much stuff, has there? Just rubbish. You know, who needs a 16th video about Frankie de Jong? Thank you, Awesome Fishing Man, for subscribing to the channel. Mikhail says, sorry, I don't tweet. YouTube is my only socials. No worries, man. Thank you for, being here and just being you, Mikhail Kramer. You're a legend. Thank you, Dinky Man. Have a good one as well. Repetitive nonsense, says Orlando Arellano. CD, why are you moving? It's a long story, but I just fancy a change, bud. Been great. Those others are gash, says John Boy Cat. Having his medical in Portugal now, says Josh O1. Thank you, Boomhauer. Thank you very much, Boomhauer. I appreciate that a lot. Nice one. Got a job, got to go. Hey, Sing Games, have a good one. Thank you so much for getting in here, you legend as well. I appreciate you, bro. Paul Alessandro Martinez, what's going on, bro? How are you getting on as well? Rishab says, what do you think about Chelsea? They have ruined the market again. I don't know how they can do it, bud. Honestly, they're making impressive signings and they're spending huge amounts of money. But yes, I don't know how they can do that, bud. Financially, it's just doesn't add up, does it? Financial fair play wise and that kind of thing. I guess it's just not even a thing, though. It's not even a thing. I just assume that there is no financial fair play anymore anyway. So people can do what they want. It seems like it. But I don't get it either. Yeah, Chelsea making a mockery of the whole window. I mean, we did spend 200 million plus in the summer, but they've taken it to the next level. Nice one, Matthew Chapman. Taking the kick on financial fair play. Maybe that's it. You get a small little fine, a small little, caution. Look at what happened with Man City. They basically cheated for a decade and then were just given a slap on the wrist, or it was thrown out. They just made it go away. They made all the problems go away with a cheeky little greasy palm. Yes, crazy reshab. £600 million in 2 windows for Chelsea. Joshua says, I don't get people moaning at Bowley, though. At least he's willing to spend. Yeah, no, you can't be moaning at Bowley. He's just looking to try and give them as big a quick as a boost as possible and make them as good as possible in a short amount of time. They'll be hit by financial fair play. They won't make any deals for a few years from now on. Yep, fair play, Dan. I hope you're right, bud. Kay Slater, though, says financial fair play is suspended and new regulations have gone in, which are different, says Kay Slater. Are you sure about that, Kay Slater? Are you happy with us signing Sabitzer on loan? I am, Paul Lissandro Martinez. Definitely, yeah. Ericsson's injured. We need somebody good. He's actually a pretty good option for all the players that are around that don't cost any money. Like, yeah, you're going to have to pay his wages. Maybe there's a small fee. But for a cheap deal, he's a good option, actually. It seems you can break the rules as long as you're not Russian, says Mikhail Kramer. Chrissy says, takes a lot of balls to move to another country. And always warm pig, doing bits and bettering himself. Thank you, Chrissy J. No, you're right. I mean, I'm out here on my own, mate. I'm like a lone wolf right now, lone pig. Out here on my own, mate, and try to find a place and learn a new language as well and do all sorts of... It's eye-opening, though. I mean, it's exciting in one way, but I'm also feeling very much like I'm unsettled. I would use the word unsettled right now because, well, like most days I'm having to get up and check out of a place and then hang out for a few hours with all my shit and then go to another place. It's not exactly the most... It's my own fault, though. I just look for the daily deals, though. I'm not booking a place for a week and having to pay a premium for it. I like to book places that are dirt cheap. In a year, this channel will be a Spanish one, says I, Dan. Oh, man. Could you imagine me doing a second reaction in Spanish? City only had to pay a 10 million fine, the pig, says Dutch Christ. There you go. Just absolute blatant bollocks. Thank you, Adrian Morris says, may I say you have a smashing blouse you have on. I'm doing good. Thank you, Adrian Morris. I know the nightly FIFA streams are being missed, man. They're coming back, though. They are coming back. I mean, even like from tomorrow on, I'm going to try and do like 8 p.m. FIFAs and stuff. Or meeting for pints over there when you're settled, says Eamon Barrett. Or maybe so, if you guys find yourself here, then, if I know you well enough, then why not, eh? I mean, to be fair, not just any old twat. It's got to be people I know for a long time. Pig doing a Pontin stream, says McKay. I'm now a wandering nomad, basically, Johnny, yeah. Oh, thank you, Gerard Ryan. Oh, you moved to Spain in 2018. Boss move. That's fucking awesome, Scarboy lad. Whereabouts are you at? How you liking it? I have moved country, Matty Taylor, yeah. Financial fair play. What's that? Says FIFA Flop TV. Have I looked into apartment shares? When I live in Cairo, it's super easy to get a room in an apartment with other expats. You can usually get month to month. I have not seen that CD. No, apartment shares. No, I haven't. Yeah, maybe that could work with the right person if they understand my whole streaming setup and everything. That's the only thing that would put people off is that I have to be open and honest and say I'm going to be doing late night streams from 11 till 3. If they don't have the space or the sound reduction, like soundproofing and everything to a good enough level, they're probably just going to get pissed off by me. So sharing the house with somebody is difficult. Zane Miyassi, thanks for the 449 super chat. It's Zane Miyassi. It's Zane the main man Miyassi for the super chat. Thank you, Zane. He says, we got the Italian Vieira. We now have him and Party. Viva the Arteta revolution. I must admit, Zane Miyassi, I do think that is a good deal you got there, Zane. Like, you're getting, what is it, 12 mil? I must admit, I think that is a pretty boss setup there that you got a good player for. I must say, look, I can't really fault many of Arsenal's signing this season. Even I had to take a little bit of the old Luke Shaw humble pie on this one in regards to like Gabriel Jesus, because I said, he's going to go to Arsenal. He's not really going to be that RVP or the goal scorer for them. And he proceeded to smash in a shitload of goals. I think they've made some good signings, to be fair, Arsene Hollands. Jorginho, the most overrated signing, Jan. You reckon, Matty Pickett? I rate him, to be fair. I do think he's a good player. Zaynas took his Mam's debit card against us, Paul Alessandro Martinez. It's just the price as well. The price is cheap. Arsenal are going to win the league, says Eamon. Well, they're certainly trying, aren't they, to sort of consolidate on the position they're in right now to try and do it. Revolutions usually end bad. Can't wait to see that with Arsenal, says Dan. Go on, my son. Rishab says 12 million for an 18-month contract is not that good of a deal, says Rishab. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. 18 months. It's not bad at all, bud. It's sort of, I'd expect it to go for a bit more than that anyway. Sabitzer over Jorginho, says Chrissy J. I like his style there. Mikhail says, you know what, Zane? I got to say, a year ago, I and everyone else laughed at you when you said you was going places. Hats off, you was right last year, but we're coming for you, bro. Yeah, but they're going places, but they're still probably not going to win the league, though. That's the funny thing about Arsene Hollands. There'll be all this huffing and puffing, and then they'll just slip up at the last moment and probably lose to City or somebody else, before the end of the season. But they're trying their damnedest to bring the players in to be able to do it, aren't they? So we've got some quotes from Ten Hag from earlier on, guys. I just want to read them out. He obviously did a presser earlier on today, and he said, in regards to Andy Carroll's tackle on Ericsson, I'm disappointed about that. I think football has to set limits, restrictions that protect the players. What football wants is the best players to be available on the pitch. Hashtag Andy Carroll's a shithouse. Pirate melt out. He also said it's a strong team tomorrow. I think we are in momentum. We have to keep the process going from the momentum. So we want to develop this team further on tomorrow, take the next step. So remember, we've got a big game coming up tomorrow night, but we can rotate a few things, which is good. And then also Ten Hag said in regards to, the games coming up, that he's also wondering more when we were at Crystal Palace, when there was an elbow on Alessandro Martinez. I don't believe there was even a whistle for a free kick. I'm wondering about such things because it's a risk. So he's not happy about his United players getting the shit kicked out of him at the moment, old Ten Hag. He's ready to go out there and lay the smack down on some of these melter refs. Stephen Dagbana, Jorginho, most overrated signing. You reckon, Stephen? Interesting. Pig, we are coming for them, says Mickey Kramer. AR Dan says 3 years development versus Ten Hag's 6 months work and they barely beat us. Next year will be a fair fight. That's a great comment as well, yeah. I can only imagine that with another year's development of the club and new signings as well, hopefully new owners, Man United are just going to get better and better under Ten Hag. We hope. You never know. The wheels can fall off. Just look at Liverpool and Klopp right now. But, I mean, to be fair, we've actually got to start winning things like they did before we can even drop off. But things can change pretty quick. I did watch the Royal Rumble FIFA Flop TV, yeah. What did I think about Edu, says Rishab Kyra, lost out on both their main targets, Mudryk and Caicedo. Do you believe the hype around Edu? Do you think that Arteta has just done a good job, says Rishab Kyra? Yeah, I mean, you can't deny what Arteta's done. In fact, in the summer, after the signings they signed, like I said, I thought they were good signings. All of the players they signed were good, but I didn't think any of them were really game changers or world beaters for Arsenal to take them to win in the league. So I think the most credit you have to give with people at Arsenal is to Arteta, in all honesty. He's done an incredible job this season. Done an incredible job. So you've got to give him, if what he wants to do, that's what you've got to do at the moment. You've got to back him, his vision. They're doing well. Just, what can you say? They've got to go for it. They're doing that now. Casey Chalavar says, as long as Casemiro stays fit, we're set. It's a big if, though, isn't it? It's a big if. That's the problem. Take a knock to him. And then that's the case. Zamiassi says, Pig, less super chats for next month as tax bill to pay. Sorry. Zamiassi, thank you for the $4.49 super chat. Zamiassi, I still got to pay my tax bill, bud. I tried to pay it today, right? And yesterday. Because I got to phone them up to do it. Because it won't let me pay it online for some reason. And well, it's basically, I couldn't get through to them, mate. I was on hold for hours and hours and hours until they closed. And I couldn't get through to the bastards. So, look, my tax is late, but you know what? It's their fucking fault, mate. It's actually not, because I should have done it a long time ago, not like every other mug, trying to pay it on the last fucking day that you can pay it. Like me, classic, that's all that I do. But, no, I feel you, Zane Miassi. I'm in the same boat, mate. I feel you on that one, boss. No worries. Cheers for that, Zane. Liverpool one in rush to come out of retirement, says Kelvin Currans. Yeah, they could do a lot worse. Hang on a sec. have we got an official update from Man United yet? Guys, I'm going to have to wrap this video up soon, you know. I would love to stay on here and wait for the official, but I think I'm going to have to wrap this up because I just looked at the time. It's going to be very late and very annoying to the neighbours. Me chatting here like this. Zamiasi, enjoy Jorginho and his backwards passing. We would enjoy Mudryk and his future Ballon d'Or, suspendor. Thank you, Orlando Arellano, you legend. Is that why you're hiding abroad because of taxes is big T? No, but that's a good idea, isn't it? just not pay it and just stay out here on the run. I like it. Good idea. Thank you very much there, Orlando. So yes, guys, I think that's what we're going to have to do now. I'm going to have to wrap this video up then. But thank you to every single one of you legends who've watched. Look, it is done, guys. It's a done deal. I know we haven't got the official announcement just yet from Man United, but it is done. I'd be very surprised if anything's fallen down in the last hour in regards to bringing Marcel Sabitzer in. He's done. He's going to be here. He's going to be replacing Christian Eriksen essentially between now and the end of the season in a straight season-long loan, or the remainder of the season-long loan. It's just a straight loan with no option to buy. That's what we understand right now, and that's probably the case. I'm sure tomorrow we'll do another video in the morning, actually, guys, so keep a lookout tomorrow morning. We will do another video just giving you the latest rundown of the transfer window, like a roundup, and also, you know, just give you more details in regards to the Sabitzer deal. So, i.e. fees, wages, percentages. Some of this stuff may come out before the stream tomorrow. So we'll give you all that info then. But yes, it's done. I mean, as far as the transfer window goes, I'm not going to pretend it's anything other than a mediocre gash mess. Let's be fair, guys. People are tugging off the fact we signed feckin' Weghorst, for Pete's sake. Weghorst, Butland and Sabitzer, it ain't good enough. But it's better than a kick in the bollocks. So from that point of view, I think that considering the Glazers didn't want to spend a penny, and we don't historically bring people in January, it's actually not a bad window, January window for us, because we have improved slightly, which is more than I was expecting. Thank you, Casey Chalava. Thank you, James Smith and Reaper and CD and Sonic Asylum. Let's go, Gungshi Legend. Thank you, Don Gungshileone. Great to have you in here, as always, your absolute top lad. And Aaron says we got 24 retweets. That's sensational. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for retweeting the show. Honestly, that really does help us out. Chrissy says, if you're only staying there for one night and leaving next day, why does it matter? Need to make your living as Bacon Brigade here for you. Well, it's about courtesy, to be honest, Chrissy J. You know what I mean? It's not that it doesn't matter. It's like, I just don't want to annoy the people next to me, mate. You know what I mean? Like, if I was in there and I woke up at 8 a.m, I was tired, I was trying to go to sleep, and there's some loudmouth twat next door shouting all night, you know, it's courtesy to the people next door. And I couldn't give a toss about the hotel. It's courtesy to the people next door, really. That's what it is. Thank you, Angus Gallagher. Thank you, Madhouse. Thank you, Katie Ray as well. And Big T, Jonathan Gallagher, Eamon Barrett, Angus Gallagher, Matty Pickett, the Cake Cadet, Scarboy, the Vootinator. Thank you, Voot. He says, smash the like button for the pig on your way out. Make sure you guys hit the like before you go, guys. Thanks for watching the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Click the bell icon for notifications. Thank you, Account CB and John Adair. That's right, Rushmana. United rarely do anything in Jan, so just the fact we've got these guys in is good. Thank you, Catalan095, a new subscriber from Catalonia. Nice one, bud. Welcome in here. Thank you, Catalan094. 1 out of 10 window, says Kate. I give it a 5 out of 10, just because, well, we've actually signed a couple of players. It's not cost us anything, really. There's no ambition there. It's not a 10 out of 10. We've not signed 3 world-class players, but it's a 4 or a 5 out of 10 window. Get your ratings in there for this transfer window then, guys, from Man United's point of view. I'll give it a 4.5. Glazers out, says Eamon. Thank you, Luan France. Thank you, Luan and Amit Kumar, Vootinator, Gaming Simp, Gerard Ryan. Thank you, Gerard Ryan. Matty Pickett, Mikhail Kramer, you legend as well. Sonic Asylum, Ezio Auditor, Jonathan Gallagher, Jedi Stew. Good night, my legend. I hope you're doing good as well. The force is strong in this one. Howard Garrix, Dutch Christ, Kingslayer, Risky Kernowan as well. No, we need a different player to Weghorst, man. We need like a different number 9, yeah, in the summer. Pig ass courtesy, or in this window would be great. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Dutch Christ, Kingslayer, Jonathan. Wessex Mercier with a £2 super chat right at the end of the show. Thank you, Wessex Mercier. Says, which trophy is better to win, the FA Cup or the Europa League, says Wessex Mercier. I mean, in this day and age, it is the Europa League, yeah, because it gets you into the Champions League. The FA Cup is still the greatest domestic cup competition in the world, and it's got that history. It's always nice to win the FA Cup. But the Europa League gets you into the Champions League. It's a European trophy. It also gets you into the European Super Cup. So I would definitely say the Europa League would be more important for us to win. But look, the FA Cup's the FA Cup. It's a tremendous cup competition. the best domestic cup competition in the world. So yeah, either or, but I'd probably take the Europa because it just guarantees you European top tier football next season, and it also gives you the opportunity to win the Super Cup. FA Cup has the history. It does, Kate Cadet. Yeah, no, definitely. I just said that. Legends, right, guys? Thank you, Aaron. All the moderators like Vuti, Gangshi, Rushi, Aaron, Berber, Gaming Simp, the Vutinator, Mikhail Kramer, Jonathan Gallagher, all the mods. Thank you for moderating the chat tonight. All the members of the channel, thank you for getting in here. All the people in green like Kate Cadet, Kingslayer, Vutinator, Jedi Stew, Ezio Auditor, Gangshi, Howard Garrix, Dutch Christ. All the people who support this channel, thank you so much for supporting this show. Thanks for all the super chats tonight. Thank you everyone for getting in the chat, all the regular chatters, and everyone who shared the stream on Twitter and who smashed the like on the vid. Thank you, guys. You'd go FA Cup, Kate Cadet. Fair play. You're a traditionalist, lad. Thank you, Jonathan Gallagher. Thank you, Reaper, JRE, Omar Henry as well. Nice one, Omar Henry. Good night, guys. John Adair and all the legends of the channel. That's it from me. Sabitzer is now, well, it looks like a United player. It's a done deal. Just waiting for official announcement from Man United. Check out their website. Keep refreshing. I'm sure in the next 13 minutes it will be announced, or very soon, very shortly after the deadline at 11 p.m. anyway. Thank you, Alkan Mahmood. Thank you, John Boy Cat, Howard Garrix, Kickass as well, Mikhail, Rushmano, Cakenet, Kingster. Everybody, thanks. That's it from me, guys. Have a good night. Come on, United. Back tomorrow with a watch-along, of course, dudes. Watch-along, and we might even do a preview in the afternoon. We'll certainly jump on sometime of the day and give you the lowdown of a bit of a transfer roundup, some of the details in regards to this deal we'll get into tomorrow. Thank you, Sonic Asylum, Jonathan Vuti, David Bukowski as well, Kingslayer, Cake Cadet. Everybody, that's it from me. Good night, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com, to read your latest news. Also, you can follow us on my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. But yeah, come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section about this Marcel Sabitzer deal. What are your thoughts on it? How do you rate it? All that jazz. Come back when it's finished in the not live comments and have your say. Thanks, G-Wolf United as well, you legends. See you soon, boss. Thanks for getting in, bro. And Matthew Chapman and Gungshi and Reaper King, Kate, Tom, everyone. That's it from me, guys. Good night. God bless you all. Come on, United. That's the end of the window. Crazy deals all around in general. Chelsea getting some crazy late business done. Arsenal doing some late business. And United getting a loan deal for Sabitzer done, mostly out of necessity due to Ericsson being injured. Get well soon, Ericsson, but a good signing on a loan deal for not very much money. Good night, legends of the chat. See you tomorrow. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.